Good morning, Sarah here, shamanic guide, healer, way shower. I thought today I would show you my collection of rattles and how I work with them. Lots of different kinds of rattle, very powerful medicine tools. So this is the first one. This is a Peruvian gourd rattle with seeds in it, jaguar on the front. Very good medicine tool. I use this with clients a lot because it's not too strong a sound, but jaguar gets right to the deep dark recesses of the energy we're trying to clear. Another one from Peru is this one, which is a bigger gourd rattle with bigger seeds in it, so it makes a different sound, and this has got my power animal, the snowy owl, on it. This one is a North American gourd rattle. I don't use this in healing sessions, but I do use it to call in spirit at the beginning of a ceremony, at the end of a ceremony. As you can see, it's a really nice big gourd. These are not eagle feathers because eagles are protected, obviously, but they represent eagle feathers and the element of air. This is one that I made. This is my very special medicine rattle. Got a really nice sound to it. It's got 405 tiny stones in it, which represent the 405 spirit helpers that I have to help me in healing sessions. It has the thunder beings on the front, or a thunder being on the front. Thunder being represent the sort of devastation that can come with storms and how that really clears the air, a bit like the Tower card in tarot. Excuse me. Sometimes, chaos comes, devastation comes in order to clear the energy to be able to start afresh, and that's what the thunder beings are doing on here. So the 500 and 405 spirit helpers, a tiny little stone. So the stone people and their wisdom are represented here. And traditionally, the stones would be collected from anthills, so that the ants are bringing these stones not from the center of the earth, but from very deep down, and they're bringing them to the surface to help with the medicine. So that's a really good tool. Oh, and I like the long handle I have on this one, which is I think it's actually I can't remember what the wood is on this one, because I have so many rattles. But anyway, this is a nice long handled one, so I can gently swoosh over a client. This will sound like rain, cleansing the energy. Rattles are often used to cleanse energy before I start with a sacred drum medicine, and to clear the energy and refine everything, smooth everything out at the end of a session. But they're also super powerful tools in their own right. This one is a tiny little, almost ornamental, although I do use it for meditation because it's quite just a gentle beat that keeps me in that still place. Again, it's a hide with a buffalo on the front. So buffalo represents abundance and the importance of prayer, so that's why this one's good for meditation. And this one is a goat skin with seeds inside, and I find this much more rhythmic that I use. I take a few of these along to my drumming sessions, drum circles. So if people don't want to use a drum for whatever reason, or they didn't bring one with them or whatever, they can use a rattle, and it works really well with drums in a circle. So that's my different rattles. They have a very childlike energy, rattles. It's, you know, children, babies are always given rattles, newborn babies, because it's very soothing. They like that kind of rhythmic sound that they get. Sounds like rain, and sort of gentle rain on their prams. They're fun. Rattles are good fun. You can play with them, you can dance with them, and sort of, if you're into ecstatic dance, rattles are a super tool to use with that. And just dancing generally, they whip up the rhythm, and are just fun to play with, which brings out our inner child, really. So, you know, even in medicine sessions, the rattle will search out your inner child to bring out the joyfulness and the playfulness back into your essence, if you like. Rattles hold all the elements within them, so water, fire, earth and air. The sound of the rattle is like the rain. The stone people inside banging together often creates sparks, so that represents the fire, and the stones represent the earth, and the air is represented by the swooshing of the rattle as you move around a client or work around yourself to clear your own energy. The language of the rattle is very mysterious, and the 405 spirit helpers that come in to help interpret the energy. If I'm working with a client, they interpret the energy around the client through sound. So it's my job to listen to the rattle and interpret the mysterious language of rattle into something that I can work with to know where blockages may be, and to then go on and clear them. So it's a very powerful medicine tool in that respect. Rattles are also used for space clearing. So if you wanted to clear a house of any bad energy, any negative energies, you can work with sage, which is obviously a good space clearer, and you can also work with, in conjunction with sage, you can work with rattle. So I would rattle up into the corners, starting at the top of the house, rattle up into the corners, bringing all that negative energy down or out through an open window, and generally use it as a space clearer in that respect. We can use it. Is that thunder? Goodness. I don't know whether it's thunder or somebody dragging something along the lane. You can use them for self-healing. So sometimes I would just use the rattle to cleanse my energy. I do this sometimes after a healing session if I need to cleanse myself after being with a client, or just on a daily basis. Instead of drumming, I would sometimes use a rattle. If I'm travelling, it's a very useful tool to take with me because it takes up no space if I'm just going away for a couple of days. So I would take a rattle, and then I can do my prayers as I would with my drum, good steady beat. So I'd use it for that. For clearing your auras, I just said sort of self-clearing. I use it for meditation. I would use my little rattle because it just holds me in that space for meditation. I would use it for journeying. I'd use a rattle for journeying, so that gives... Oh, just a minute. Raffy at the door. Raffy, come. Come. Sorry about this. If I knew how to edit videos, I would edit that bit out, but I don't, so bear with. Where was I? Meditation, journeying. So I would use this It's very, very simple to get into a light trance for journeying with a rattle, as it is with the drum, and sometimes I prefer it, depending on, you know, what situation I'm in. You could also use it for divining. So again, it's interpreting the sounds of the rattle. So depending on, you know, when you use a rattle often, you can sense slightly different sounds in the rattle as you're moving around. The more, you know, you use it, the more you become accustomed to the change in sound. So it can be used for divining as well. And I also use it in my medicine healing to call back soul parts, to bring soul parts in, or to release negative energies out. So it kind of shakes loose, disturbs bad energy within the body, within the aura, and it shifts it enough to allow the disease or the illness to become loose, so that we can then go on to shift that energy ourselves. So it's a very mysterious tool, the rattle, and I never think it's given enough credence really in healing generally. I find it super powerful. And yeah, very mysterious. Every rattle's very different. Every rattle has a different spirit. Every rattle is holding different energy. Whether it's made from a gourd with parrot feathers, or from a deer hide with a thunder being on it. They're all very, very different. So I would invite you to perhaps get yourself a rattle, or make yourself a rattle. And if it's your first time, it's fine to buy them. I mean, I bought this. I didn't make it. It comes from Peru, from a very good dealer that you know, works closely with the indigenous tribes that make these. It's fine to buy your rattles. I would suggest you cleanse them when you get them, so that whatever energy it might have picked up in its travels over here is cleansed. Or make one. You know, they're very simple to make. If you'd like to make one with me, let me know. Yeah, you just need some rawhide, a stick, 405 tiny little stones. Some people use crystals. Crystals create a nice fire energy because they really do spark off each other. But I like to keep mine more grounded. And there's energy in the collecting of stones as well. You know, it takes a while to collect 405 tiny stones and count them all out. And so you're putting your energy into the stones, you're working with the stones at the first stage. So I feel that's very important. So yeah, so give it a go, and do let me know in the comments if you already use a rattle and what you get from it. I'd be interested to hear that. And do like, subscribe, and whatever else YouTube insists that we do, so that my videos get to be seen by more people. So, bye for now.